Okay, it's time for some squire work. It was very grody, so I removed the tailpiece with the original strings on it because I still want to use them for something. I've ordered a roller bridge that will work with the original posts as an initial option to drilling new holes in the body to put in the large anchors like this. I'm hoping that with the roller bridge that are a little bit higher, that these posts will have to go down more towards the body in order to get the action I'm looking for, and then they won't be sticking up as high as they are. They're 4mm posts, and the newer versions have 6mm holes in the bridge, and of course a nice big anchor stud with big screws like that. So beefy. I think this guitar was a demonstrator. That was probably hanging on the wall. There's a lot of fingerprints and grodiness built up on it. There was a lot on the body. I mean, the pickups, they're shiny now. You can see them a little bit shiny in the light there, because I had to clean them with alcohol and some naphtha last night to get the grodiness off of them. It's still not complete. There's still some stuff on there, but we'll see. Even the pickup rings around it are, grody, which I want to clean up. So what I'm going to do to start with is the volume pots are not wired independently. So in the middle position, just like the original old Gibsons, either one of the volume pots take out both pickups. That, of course, is a useless way to wire things. I'm going to try to tighten up this switch. I'm going to remove the neck from the body, get that cleaned up, get those pots out of there, rewire them. You got to change 2 wires from pins 1 and 2 on both of them to get them independent. And I'm going to go with different knobs. The way these are, you try to touch them, right, and your fingers slip off of them. These little hat things. No, I don't like that at all. I don't know if these pickups are 2 wires or 4 wires. It would be nice if they were 4-wire. I might be able to put some push-pulls in there, but I think initially I'm just going to try to make it work independently, and leave it as close to original as possible. So now that I've got these strings loose, right, disconnecting the body from the neck should be a little bit easier. See how much growth, I don't know if you can see that, but let me see if I can get this camera down in here a little bit more closely. See how much grodiness there is on this plate? There's no plastic under this plate either. It says Squire. They put it right on the wood, on the finish. Oh. And the screw holes may not be drilled out so that they're not biting in the body. The Leo James was properly done. Let's see what we're doing with. Definitely not drilled out. Biting in the body. Very long screws. Okay. Yeah, not as good as the Leo. And these plates always have the sharp edges on the back because of the way they do the chrome for the front. It kind of drips over and gets sharp edges. I usually like to file them off so it doesn't cut, this into the body like that does right there. Yeah, so these holes definitely are not big enough to pass the screws through because they are biting in there. All right, let's see what's in the pocket. Oh, shims. They shimmed it. There's a shim, look right there, look, see? Two little wood shims, just like that. Really bad shims too. And, oh, splintered. Splintered in the pocket. The wood seems really soft feeling. Yeah, there's a lot of dimpling. There's a lot of dimpling, so I'm gonna smooth that off and we'll make the neck fit back nicely. There is a label here under the poly. They put it on and then polyed over it, and then they screwed to it. A couple of barcodes. Squire SG 211101-01. Don't know what all those numbers are. And the serial number on this is ISSA 22005-474. Crafted in Indonesia, so that's what it says on the back of the headstock. Right there, like that. So the 2022 could be the year. The 22 could be the year. So I think we're going to give this a nice buffing. There's people's grime all over it. Oh, there's a small abrasion there, but I think could be just dirt buffed out. I'm going to remove these posts while I do that. Do a little bit of cleaning on the body first, I think. Out they come. Yeah, these have smooth post on the top, very long screw. The one that I have coming, the thumb wheel actually screws on a long stud, and you have an adjustment with a Allen key on the top. So once you do some screwing with this thing, you can actually do an adjustment with the thumb wheel and the threaded 4mm screw as well. But they're not this long, right? So I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to use. These are nice because they just kind of sit there, and these will probably be the ones I'll end up using, I think. Now these knobs were very hard to get off, so I'm going to use the old string trick around it and try to pull them up. It's moving. We don't want to break the shafts on the pots like happened on the Leo James. Ha! It popped like a champagne cork. I thought I had my thumb on that to stop it from going, but I just didn't. I'm gonna have to stand up for this. My cord is not exactly long enough for me to get it. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Get that around my finger there, and if I can get it up. Here she comes. There we go. Under. Can we get it? Yep, we got it under. That one's really close to the body. Okay. That didn't get under. Oh, there it is. All right. There we go. Boom. No damage. Okay. Okay. Now, let's see. I think that's probably going to be something like an 11 or a 12. This is a 12. It's probably the 11. That's a 10. It's always the last one. Yeah. It's an 11. Just going to do a little check here. I don't want to lose that. Can I get it over here? I didn't want to have to remove all the putts just to get to this one. It seems to be quite tight to that one over there. It's not going to let me get to it. Unless I can get it through this hole. It's not going to let me do that either. Alright, I'm going to have to do some fiddling with that. So, cleaning first and more fiddling later. I'll get back to you. That helped a lot. That did a pretty good job. Under the plate is going to be hopeless, but it'll be hidden. Okay. Alright, so that's not too bad. It turned out pretty good. It turned out pretty good. I also did the edges when I did that, but I'm going to wait to do them until I finish the front here. So I'll show you what I end up with in the back end of this, okay? Stand by. The pocket's not very deep at all. The heel sits quite high in this guitar. I mean, if that's 1/4 of an inch, look at that. It's 6. Yeah, 6.5 eighths. Almost a 1/2 inch, just shy by a little bit. All right, that's smooth enough. If I take a little bit more here, I might not need that shim to cant the neck back, because it will automatically cant back and it'll sit completely flush. Yeah, that should do it. That should do it. All right. Let's see how our buffing compound did on the front. There were a few more marks and scrapes on the front than the back. I think I'm going to have to go again on the front. Yeah, I'm going to give it another go on the front. Okay. Now, you know, I couldn't help myself. I just had to peek under here to see these pickups, right? Look at that. It says bridge. It's got G&B Pickup Company Limited. G&B. And these are 4-wire pickups. And the way they route the body inside looks like that. Big cavities on both sides of the center block. They said that's maple. Feels kind of soft. Like maybe it's spruce. And then they've got adjusters. Instead of just one on each side, they've got 2. Alright, so that tells me that there may be a possibility to do some splitting. We shall see. Should I or shouldn't I? Yeah, these are just regular pots. So are those, right? Yeah. Now the wires between the tone and the volume are kind of short. I think they're going to force me to maybe disconnect the tone pots as well, which is a pain, because that means I'm going to have to string it up to get them back in there. Because I tried to get that in there and just didn't go. So I've got a lot of the stuff off, but you know, there's still some road wornness on this thing. I'm glad the UV epoxy closed up that hole nicely. Well, you know, it's not looking too badly now. And that's just the compound. I haven't put any wax on it. It's still here. Squeaky. Yeah, squeaky clean. There's a lot of dust on my table. Whew. It sticks back to the body. Static electricity. All right, I got to get some string because I'm going to have to tie this one before I loosen it. Otherwise, I'm never going to get that back in there with just my fingers. So what I normally do when I come up against something like this is I just make a little slip knot. Oops. I try to make a slip knot, around, through, pull. Just get it around the shaft, right there, and tighten it up so that way, you know, you can get that back through there afterwards. Okay, so now take off the screw. It's supposed to come up it's supposed to come up like that, yeah. Stay on the cord. Let that down. That stays on the cord. And then see if I can get that pot over here where I need it to come. Let me do it. There's still something holding it. What the hell is holding it? And there we go. Didn't put any tape on this because the holes on these are fairly large. Oh, they used an A500K for the volume. Okay, so they brought out, oh, I think the other wires on the pickups are inside this sheath. They're only using the 2. Let me measure that. Let me see how many K we've got, because they brought out the 4 wires. They're there, but they're just inside the shrink tubing. Let's see. Let's see what I get this way. That should be full up. That should be full up. It goes to the bridge. Tones. I don't know what the other one is. 8.24. 7.70 on the neck. I hope that's the neck.